Good morning, everyone. I'm just that dude over there, and we're gonna see if I was able to clear the Hoenn League. Last we left off, I conquered Johto and Kanto, collecting 16 gym badges along the way. We faced off against an Among Us reference who claimed to be the real dude over there. And after teaching this man a lesson, and possibly killing a man on the internet, we decided to de-stress and move to Hoenn for another league to win. If you like what you see, leave a like and subscribe, as it helps idiots like me who suck at promoting videos. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at our new home in Hoenn. God damn it! Why do I have to sit in the back of the truck like I'm some sort of object? We could have just taken 2 cars! This is insufferable! I am the champion 3 times over. I think I get a little respect. So after brutally being stuffed in the back of a van, we meet our next door neighbor May, who dreams of befriending Pokemon. It makes me feel a bit of remorse as we're going to kill her pets a lot. But considering that May is one of those rivals who don't put too much effort into their battling, I don't really feel that bad. We then learn that Professor Birch does not support Pokemon abuse, even if it means leaving May without a father. We rummage around his bag and use a spare mudkip to beat up a raccoon that was endangering the dear professor. Since the Nuzlocke doesn't begin till we get Pokeballs, we spend a bit of time leveling Harris up before the May fight. We don't go too high, however, simply just enough to defeat May without a struggle. After that, we can begin our journey with our 5 Pokeballs and newly acquired running shoes. So, let's see. Our first encounter, what's it gonna be? It's a Poochyena. Alright, standard I guess. Next, Wingull. Okay, I mean that's an overlap typing, but at least I got flying type, right? Alright, what's next? A Wurmple. Oh, so it's gonna be one of those runs, is it? Yeah, we don't get too many great encounters early on. Except for Stanley the Shroomish and Boombugs the Whismer. And Glendon the Nincada. What did I just say before? We watch Wally get a 4% encounter and save a man from a pirate who doesn't know how to be a pirate. After that, we begin training up the party to fight Roxanne and... Oh! Hold on. Got a quick double battle first. I gotta be very careful in these situations. They scary in Nuzlocks. Roxanne is a pretty tough fight early on, but we have 3 different counters to rock on our party, and Stanley puts in all the work to take out the early game teacher. From here, we're tasked to defeat the false pirate again, to save a senile old man's bird, and an incompetent man's job. Our reward for our noble efforts are the town map, and a side quest for the EXP share. We fight May, who, I'm gonna be honest, thought was gonna be a lot scarier. But she's not using her Torkoal team, so we move on to Dewford, where we catch Janice the Zubat and Sparky the Electrike, and meet Steven Stone, who gives us a TM for Steel Wing. Brawley is another roadblock for early game, since Bulk Up is really scary with a few options to go against it without taking massive damage. We use Flanora to take out his Machop, and Meditite, leaving Makuhita to stop our forces. After having Stanley set up Paralysis and Leech Seed, we send out Glenda to start lowering his accuracy. But by the time he hits -6 accuracy, Leech Seed has taken out most of Makuhita's HP. So we let Glenda stay in to KO the monster, Makuhita. With Brawley defeated, we get clearance to use the most pointless HM outside of battle, besides Defog, and we set sail for Slateport. Here, we beat up a rest stop for free soda and pay 50 Poke to terrorize the local museum. Is what I would say if I wasn't surrounded by pirates who are incredibly bad at their job. From here, we prepare to face off against another great roadblock that has killed so many speedrunners of Pokemon Emerald. This fight is extremely easy, and I finish it before ending the recording with 6 minutes to spare. With our final minutes, we trek to Mauville Town, tell Wally to train other Pokemon, and train ourselves against the Mawile Gym. What sucks about these fights are that they are intended to be fought as double battles, but us actively taking part in these battles might spell death for us if I'm not careful. After a long training session where we pick up the acrobike for one purpose, we battle Watson. Watson leads with a Voltorb with soundproof. I forget this and waste a turn having Boombox's uproar, but you know, Boombox is a tough boy, and even when he uses Pound he does a lot. So I'm sure we'll... I already knew this was gonna happen, but a crit? Bro, are you serious? So overzealous for something that could have killed me with a shockwave. He sends in Electric next, who takes a bit of HP from Planora before I can defeat it. As Magneton comes out, we send in Stanley to break it to pieces with his Mach Punch. But now all that's left is Manectric, so we send in Harris to repel and conquer. From here, there's a whole side quest where the game has you partake in a battle between pirates and mega nerds like myself. It's a bit of a challenge, but nothing to actively worry about. With this, we begin to train for our next battle against Flannery, and Flannery is a tough match because she likes to set up the sun and use Attract. It's also where I hack into Lionette's PC to download rare candies into my PC. Why do I do this? Well, simple. I was trying to get to the level cap and Janice died in an off-screen grinding session, so I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Accompanying Stanley, Harris, and Sparky, our team is joined with new members such as Melvin the Swablu, Ultra Sun, the Solrock, and Glenda's Husk that was reanimated thanks to a latent Pokeball technology. The reason I brought Ultra Sun into this battle is because Solrock is genderless. Thus, Torkoal can't use Attract on it, much to my pleasure. I really hated this gym because it had surprise double battles that would catch me off guard, but luckily, we managed to clear it and move on with our journey. As we plow through the desert on our way back home, we lose Baltoy as an encounter. It decided that it would rather die than join us, so it blew up in our face, almost taking Stanley out in the process. We grab the root fossil and meet a familiar man named Capper before returning to Petalburg. Here, we have to justify our life choices to our father Norman about completing the gauntlet of regions as a Nuzlocke. Norman explains that life is confusing and that we should explore our options before setting out on a single idea. Stanley counters, saying that an idea that is simple and direct can lead to many new and interesting routes on our journey. Norman then tells us that this road can be quick and scary, making the outcome completely unpredictable. Stanley, however, is unfazed, and explains that so long as we keep up with the changes, nothing will stand in our way. Norman says that developing skills now will aid us for the long run. Harris struggles to find the right words, but Ultra Sun retorts that we can learn skills as we continue. However, Norman reveals his final argument. Even if we were to develop those skills, they would be sloppy and unrefined. You would be no better than a man lazily watching a documentary. Stanley and Ultra Sun are speechless to Norman's argument, but Sparky and Glenda's corpse face against him in their wake. They explain that we have time to refine these skills, and we can lean on each other to teach and support us on the road ahead. Norman bows his head as he gives us the next gym badge, and we leave with honor and resolve. Now with Surf, we make our way to Fortress City, but we make a couple stops on our way. First, we have to work with May to clear out the pirates, and of course, by work with May, I mean kill her friends after doing all the work. We then go to Lily Cove to grab a TM that will maybe aid us in the Winona fight. Ready to see May's final fight? Cause here it is. In all its glory. Say bye to May now. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Later. And finally, we make our way to the abandoned ship to pick up a TM for Ice Beam. Winona's Altaria is really scary, and if we fail to plan for it properly, we'll get swept by her Dragon Dance. So after clearing more forced annoyed double battles, we fight the scary woman. Sparky takes out her leading Swablu, and Winona decides to bring out her ace now and get this over with. I swap Harrison as she sets up a Dragon Dance. Harris comes in clutch and freezes the cloud before it can continue to set up. With that, the battle's over and we suffer no casualties along the way. Now we enter the last act of setup before a big story event. Here we lose odd-ish the Vileplume because I don't use a grass type move against an easy kill, and we almost lost Harris to a... With the power of candy and vitamin gummies, we reconstruct a new team for Tate and Liza, who are incredibly scary. They're a double battle gym, but the only real double battle we have to do is with the actual leaders. But that doesn't change the fact that we get a jump scare from a trainer with a Wobbuffet. But now, our greatest challenge begins. Tate and Liza versus the 3-time league winning champ. Tate and Liza lead with Xatu and Claydol, and we led with Harris and Sparky. I really wanted to jump right into the Lunatone and Solrock fight, just so I can get this battle done as fast as possible. So, my plan was to have Sparky kill Xatu with Spark, while Harris aided by using Surf. It hit both targets, and Xatu would have been killed regardless. But not only did it not kill, but Sparky gets KO'd by an Earthquake. Oh well, I get ready to kill Xatu and Claydol with another Surf, but together, the twins heal up their Mons, keeping both of them alive. I hated that there are hardcore or Nuzlocke rules like, oh, you can't heal, but then you get situations like this where the gym leaders heal. It's so stupid. I mean, of course I'm still gonna use items. So, after sending out Melman, we used Dragon Dances, and thanks to that, we're able to kill the Xatu, which brings Solrock into the arena. Harris' Surf tries to take out Claydol, and lucky for us, it does work. And then we have our 2 main competitors on the stage. This should be easy. All it takes is a quick Surf to knock them both out. But, you know, I can't keep Melman here. I don't know if they got any rock type moves, so I'm gonna switch Melman out for Chalice or Cradily. Solrock begins charging solar beams, which, of course, isn't good, because Harris is a water ground type, and they'll take 4 times super effective damage, and so I devise a strategy. It's a pivot strategy, but my plan is to switch Harris out for Melman and vice versa, and you know, after taking the solar beams, we can just swap into Harris when they're not going to use a super effective move. So we confuse Solrock with Chalice that turn. And, of course, things play out. And as the battle continues, Lunatone begins setting up Calm Mines while Harris comes close to killing Solrock. However, again, another Hyper Potion, thanks to Tate and Liza. We swap Harris out for Melman to take another Solar Beam, but I didn't realize how many Calm Mines the Lunatone was setting up, and a +3 Calm-Minded Lunatone takes out Melman with a Psychic. Alright, I begin another pivoting strategy with Shedinja's Wonder Guard and Kurama's Flash Fire, hoping that we can stall out until Lunatone is dead or Solrock runs out of Solar Beams. However, they didn't stop. They go for Chalice next, and Chalice fails to endure a Psychic from the Lunatone. But Lunatone's HP was so low. We risk sending in Kurama to KO the Lunatone with a Shadow Ball or something. Maybe Shedinja could kill it with a Leech Life. However, Lunatone puts Kurama to sleep. Solrock kills Shedinja with a Sun-boosted Flamethrower. I heal Harris, hoping that he could survive one Solar Beam and KO Lunatone with Surf, but Harris isn't fast enough. Harris dies to a Psychic Solar Beam combo. I guess I can't hide it. I eventually ran out of Pokemon and whited out. Now, I do have Pokemon in the PC I could use, but that's not right. We lost fair and square, and now we have to go back to Kanto to try again. I guess I just wasn't ready. And I overestimated my ability against the double battle protagonist. Good game. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I'm simply just astounded that we'd already have a reset. I mean, I thought this was gonna happen in black and white. I'm just kind of surprised that we made it all the way to Emerald before suffering defeat. Well, that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. I'm a man of my word, and we're going back to Kanto to try again. And hopefully next time we can progress all the way back to the top. Thanks for following the series this far, and until next time, stay safe out there.